November 6, 2025. The lights dim inside the Grand Samara Academic Opera and Ballet Theater as IBA.PRO 12 prepares for its co-main attraction. On one side stands Ulugbek Sobirov of Uzbekistan, compact, composed, carrying the nickname Braveheart. Across from him, Edgard Moskvichev, Moldovan-born, fighting under the Russian flag, a former national champion determined to overwhelm. From the opening bell, the tension is visible. Sobirov moves with calculated steps, chin tucked, guard disciplined. Moskvichev advances immediately, gloves high, feet planted, determined to dictate pace. The first round feels like reconnaissance, until it isn't. Late in the stanza, Sobirov digs a vicious left hook into the body. The sound echoes. Moskvichev's elbows drop instinctively. A split second later, another left hook explodes upstairs. Clean, violent, Moskvichev crashes to the canvas. The crowd gasps in disbelief. Sobirov doesn't celebrate. He simply walks to the neutral corner, eyes locked. The message is clear. Precision can end a fight instantly. Moskvichev rises at the count, breathing deeply but composed. No panic, just resolve. That knockdown sets the emotional tone, but it doesn't decide the fight. Because from that moment forward, the pressure machine switches on. Round 2 changes everything. Moskvichev abandons caution and begins marching forward with relentless intent. He throws in clusters, short hooks, cuffing combinations, rapid flurries that may not all land clean, but never stop coming. Sobirov answers with crisp jabs and straight right hands that snap the head back sharply. The contrast becomes obvious. Sobirov's punches are sharper. Moskvichev's are heavier in volume. Judges now face the classic dilemma, quality versus quantity. By round 4, Sobirov shows swelling and a small cut near the left eye. Blood changes perception. Moskvichev senses momentum and increases output. Even when he eats a clean counter, he fires back instantly, refusing to concede psychological ground. Sobirov's feet begin moving more frequently as he circles, trying to reset distance. The early knockdown now feels distant. Moskvichev's strategy is simple, but effective. Drown the technician in activity. Each exchange becomes longer, messier. Sobirov still lands the eye-catching shots, but Moskvichev ensures he always has the final flurry. The crowd grows louder with each forward surge from the Russian-based fighter. Momentum feels like it's tilting, not because Sobirov is losing control, but because Moskvichev refuses to let the story remain simple. By rounds 5 and 6, the fight enters trench warfare. Sobirov's technical superiority is visible in moments. Double jabs splitting the guard, right crosses landing flush, sharp uppercuts and tight exchanges. But Moskvichev's conditioning becomes the defining weapon. He absorbs clean shots and responds with 3, 4, 5 punches of his own. They aren't textbook perfect, but they accumulate visually. Sobirov's shoulders begin to tighten slightly. His breathing grows heavier. Moskvichev never takes a backward step voluntarily. Every time Sobirov tries to hold center ring, Moskvichev walks him toward the ropes with sheer persistence. This is where the psychological toll builds. It's exhausting to land the cleaner punches, yet feel hunted every second. Sobirov adjusts intelligently, shorter combinations, quicker exits, spinning off angles before the swarm begins. It's subtle championship IQ. Still, Moskvichev's volume ensures the rounds remain competitive. The crowd senses a razor-thin fight. The early knockdown gives Sobirov an edge on paper, but momentum feels volatile. Each round now hangs on small details. One clean right hand versus one sustained flurry. The bout is no longer about dominance. It's about who can impose narrative in the judges' minds. Rounds 7 and 8 test endurance beyond technique. Moskvichev's punch output remains astonishing. Even when punches glance off gloves, the activity never dips. Sobirov attempts brief moments of showmanship, perhaps to project control, but Moskvichev ignores theatrics and keeps pressing. In round 8, Moskvichev lands a stiff straight to the body that visibly folds Sobirov momentarily. It's not a knockdown, but it's a reminder that pressure carries consequences. Sobirov responds with sharp counters, including a snapping left hook that halts Moskvichev briefly. Yet the Russian-based fighter continues forward like a machine that refuses to overheat. Fatigue becomes visible in micro moments, slower pivots, heavier exhalations. Saburov's precision remains intact, but sustaining it under relentless pressure requires extraordinary composure. The crowd noise rises with every exchange. Some rounds could swing either way depending on scoring preference. Saburov's cleaner combinations may be winning technically, but Moskvichev's aggression paints a powerful visual picture. As round 9 ends, both fighters walk to their corners, knowing the final 3 minutes could define everything. Round 10 begins with urgency. Saburov bursts from his corner with renewed sharpness. The jab snaps violently. A right cross follows. Then the moment. A crushing left hook lands flush, and Moskvichev's knees dip noticeably. The crowd erupts. Saburov pours on combinations, sensing opportunity. For the first time since round 1, Moskvichev looks shaken. But true to form, he refuses to retreat. He fires back, trading in the pocket, despite visible impact. The final minute becomes chaos. Hooks, straight shots, bodies colliding near the ropes. Conditioning meets desperation. When the final bell sounds, both men stare at each other with exhausted respect. The judges deliberate, but the narrative feels clear. Saburov's knockdown, cleaner punching, and dramatic final round rally likely sealed it. When the unanimous decision is announced for Ulugbek Saburov, emotion floods his face. Not arrogance, relief. Because this wasn't easy. Moskvichev proved relentless heart and stamina. Saburov proved that precision, composure, and clutch finishing win titles. In Samara that night, quality edged volume, but only by the narrowest of margins.